Hello everyone, welcome back to ESL DRILL. In today's video, let's discuss this news article which is headlined 15 killed as Air India flight skids off Calicut airport runway. So 15 killed. Here 15 killed means 15 people were killed. Were killed. Here were is omitted. That's what happens in headlines, newspaper headlines. We don't see those B forms, was and were mentioned here. And as Air India flight skids off Calicut airport runway. So what is the meaning of skid off or skid? It means to slide along a surface so that you have no control at all. Especially when you talk about vehicles, you use this one, skid. So a vehicle loses control and then goes off the track. So skids off. So past tense, skidded. So the aeroplane skidded off Calicut airport runway. So you know Calicut, that's a place in Kerala, and airport, you know that, and runway. Let's look at the word runway now. Runway is a long, specially prepared hard surface like a road on which aircraft land and take off. Aeroplanes land and take off. They move away from there. And let's look at this line here. Plane was trying to land at Tabletop Airport amid heavy rain. What is this tabletop? Tabletop Airport is an airport that is located on the top of a plateau or hill. You know what a plateau is. If you don't know, I have it here displayed. You can see it there. Or on a plateau or a hill. So this is actually a hilltop airport. So a tabletop airport. I mean, that's on a hill in Kerala. Let me read the first paragraph. At least 15 persons, including the pilot and the co-pilot, were killed and 153 injured when a Vande Bharat mission flight from Dubai overshot the runway at Calicut International Airport, broke into two parts and fell into a deep gorge around 8 p.m. on Friday. At least 15 persons, including the pilot and co-pilot. It means among those 15 people, these two were there, the pilot and the co-pilot. So all 15 people were killed and 153 more people were injured. What aeroplane is this? It's Vande Bharat mission flight. The Indian government planned to rescue Indian people living in or maybe caught in different parts of the world. So as part of that, a flight was arranged from Dubai to this Calicut, a place in Kerala, and it was supposed to land there. And then at 8 p.m. this unfortunate accident took place. What happened here is this Vande Bharat mission flight from Dubai overshot the runway. What is this overshoot? Let's say overshoot, that is a verb which means go further than the place you intended to stop or turn. Actually, the plane was intended to be stopped at that place, but it went beyond that, a few meters away from the place where it was supposed to stop. Finally, the aeroplane fell into a deep gorge after breaking into two parts. It fell into a deep gorge. Let's look at the word gorge. It's a noun. It's a deep, narrow valley with steep sides. Okay, let's see what happened after that. The injured passengers were shifted to hospitals in nearby Kondoti and various hospitals in Malappuram and Kozhikode districts. The condition of many passengers at the Kozhikode Government Medical College Hospital and the MIMS Hospital is said to be critical. The injured passengers. So this injured is actually a verb that is the third form, the past participle form of the verb injure, but here it is used as an adjective to describe the noun passengers. And this special use of past participle used as an adjective is called non-finite use, non-finite verb. This injured is a non-finite verb. Now, you wonder what a non-finite verb is? A non-finite verb is a verb. It remains the same whether you change the subject, whether you change the tense, whatever happens, it remains unchanged. Such verbs are called non-finite verbs. This is one of them. The injured passengers were shifted to hospitals near these places, Kondoti and various hospitals in Malappuram and Kozhikode districts. The condition of many passengers at the Calicut Government Medical College Hospital and MIMS Hospital is said to be critical. Let's look at the word critical. This is an adjective which means extremely serious. So their condition is said to be critical, very serious. Let's look at this. Rescue operations were led by the disaster management team, police and fire and rescue personnel from both Kozhikode and Malappuram districts. Rescue operations. So in order to save the people who were injured, the operations were led by the disaster management team, police and fire and rescue personnel. Disaster management team, that is there, and then police people and fire and rescue personnel. We discussed in earlier news articles, personnel is people who work in a particular department. And from both the areas, Kozhikode and Malappuram districts. Now look at this here. More than a dozen ambulances from Kozhikode were sent to the airport. So dozen ambulances means more than 12 ambulances were sent to that place, to that airport. An NDRF team also reached the site to assist with the rescue operation. NDRF. What is NDRF? This is the National Disaster Response Force. NDRF is an Indian specialized force constituted or formed or set up for the purpose of special response to a threatening disaster. Whenever such disasters take place, this NDRF team comes into the limelight. They look after the rescue operations. They do the rescue operations. So rescue operation we have already discussed, that is about saving the people from the disaster. Let's look at the next paragraph. The Boeing aircraft carrying 189 passengers and 6 crew attempted to land amidst heavy tailwinds and rain on the tabletop runway. It failed to hold on the runway due to poor weather conditions and skidded for more than 75 meters. The Boeing aircraft, Boeing company, so which makes aeroplanes. So carrying 189 passengers and 6 crew. Let's look at the word. We know the word passengers. Let's look at the word crew here. All the people who work on a ship or a plane are called crew. Here we are not talking about any ship. We are talking about a plane, an aeroplane. So look at this here, and attempted to land. This aeroplane attempted to land amidst heavy tailwinds. Amidst means in the middle of. This is a preposition which means in the middle of. In the middle of heavy tailwinds. What is a tailwind? A wind that blows from behind a moving vehicle or a runner, etc. Here we can take it as a vehicle. This aeroplane, and that is a vehicle here. Wind was blowing from behind, which made the aeroplane move further than where it should be stopped. We have already discussed a tabletop runway. It failed to hold on the runway due to poor weather conditions. Hold on means here keep something in position. The aeroplane could not keep in the same position where it was supposed to be, and due to poor weather conditions. Here due to is preposition. It means because of something. Here because of poor weather conditions, bad weather conditions, the aeroplane skidded for more than 75 meters. We have already discussed skidded means here slid along, and in fact the pilots lost control. Let's look at the next paragraph. The accident was similar to the fatal crash of another Air India Express aircraft that overshot the Mangalore International Airport 10 years ago. So this accident reminds us of the accident that took place 10 years ago. So it was of Air India Express aircraft. Again, similarly, that aeroplane overshot the Mangalore International Airport. Overshot. We have already discussed the meaning of the word overshoot. Overshoot means go further than the place you intended to stop or turn. So it was to be stopped at a place, but it went even further and it caused the accident. Let's look at this one here. The accident was similar to the fatal crash. Similar means the same as. Similar, the same as, and fatal means serious and causing deaths. and that accident caused deaths, and then yesterday's accident caused deaths. Fatal, causing death. And crash, that's an accident in which a vehicle violently hits something else. Let's move to the next one. Following the accident, the airport was closed and flights diverted. The Directorate General of Civil Aviation has ordered a detailed inquiry into the matter. Following the accident, we are talking about yesterday's accident. Following this accident, after this accident, the airport was closed. Calicut or Calicut airport was closed and flights diverted to other routes. The Director General of Civil Aviation has ordered a detailed inquiry into the matter. Let's look at aviation. That's the science of practice of flying aircraft, flying aeroplanes. That's aviation. Okay, let's look at the next paragraph. The Indian consulates in Dubai and Sharjah have activated 5 helpline numbers to provide information to the family members of the Air India Express flight. The Indian consulate. This word consulate comes from consul. It's a noun, which means a government official who is the representative of his or her country in a foreign city. So, Indian authorities, Indian officers are in Dubai and Sharjah. So, they have activated 5 helpline numbers to provide information to the family members of Air India Express flight. Okay, flight is an aeroplane here. We pray for the well-being of passengers and crew. And here we have the helpline numbers. Dr. Aman Puri, Consul General of India, said the helpline number in Sharjah for updates is this number. Okay, so there is some more news, but that is summing up of this news. We have covered every piece of detail that's necessary here. Okay, if you look at the last paragraph one more time, we pray for the well-being of passengers and crew. We pray for the well-being. So what is this word well-being? So well-being is general health and happiness. Now, they say that we try to take care of general health and happiness of the passengers and the crew, and let's hope for the best. That's what he said. Okay, that's the end of this article in terms of vocabulary and then understanding of the article. So that's it in today's video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have understood everything I have discussed. If you still have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. And don't forget to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. See you in my next video.